Hello everyone, and welcome to the Praetors Council, a place where friends gather to play games and talk about all things Magic the Gathering. Today, we have a Commander gameplay video featuring 4 of our members, and buckle up, it's a fast one. In Seat 1, we have Matt piloting Sen Triplets, a control deck looking to lock its opponents out of the game and win with a Laboratory Maniac style finish. In second seat, we have Justin with Kethis the Hidden Hand, a legendary typal deck that tries to put game-changing permanents into play and recur them with its commander. In third seat, we have Wilson running the Necrobloom. This is a landfall deck that looks to generate value through its commander's ability and utilize the dredge mechanic to keep that handful of lands. In fourth seat, we have Mike with Zhulodok Void Gorger. This deck wants to ramp out huge Eldrazi and use its commander to cascade into more spells to pull ahead. Without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Matt draws, plays a Swamp, and passes the turn to Justin. Justin draws, plays a Tap Temple of Melody, scrying 1, and passes turn. Wilson draws, plays a Yavimaya as land for turn, he taps it and plays an Exploration. He then plays a Plains as his second land for turn, and passes the turn. Mike draws, plays an Urza's Tower, and passes to Matt. Matt draws, plays a land for turn, he taps 2 to cast a Talisman, and passes turn. Justin draws, plays a land for turn, and passes. Wilson draws, plays a Riftstone Portal as land for turn, and then plays a Bajuka Bog as his second land for turn, and passes. Mike draws, he plays a Tomb of the Spirit Dragon as land for turn, and passes. Matt draws, he plays a land, he taps 2 to cast another Talisman, and he passes turn. Justin draws, plays a Caves of Koilos, taps 3, taking 1 damage from his caves, to cast his commander, passes turn. Wilson draws, taps out to cast his commander, and passes. Mike plays the land for turn, and passes turn. Matt draws, plays a land for turn, he taps for 5, and casts his commander, Sen Triplets. He passes turn. Justin draws, he plays an Urborg as land for turn, he taps 3 to cast an Aura Shards. He passes turn. Wilson draws, he taps 3 to cast an Aura Shards as well. Moves to combat and swings 2 at Mike. Mike takes the damage, and he passes turn. Mike draws, he plays a Crystal Vein as land for turn. He taps 4 to cast a Mystic Forge. He passes turn. Matt moves to his upkeep, he targets Mike with Sen Triplets. Mike reveals his hand. In it is a Hedron Archive, a Platinum Empyrean, a Forsaken Monument, Sisay's Ring, a Devourer of Destiny, and a Basic Waste. Matt draws, he plays the Waste from Mike's hand, he taps 4 to cast a Sisay's Ring, he then taps 4 to cast the Hedron Archive. Matt passes the turn. Justin draws, plays a land for turn. Justin taps 2, he casts an Arcane Signet, he then taps 3 to cast Michiko Kanda, Truth Seeker. On ETB, Aura Shards triggers, and he destroys Sen Triplets. He moves to combat and attacks Mike with Kethis. He takes 3 damage. Matt draws, he taps 2 to cast a Druid's Class. He moves to combat and attacks Matt with the Necrobloom. Matt takes 2 damage. He passes. Mike draws for turn. He plays an Eldrazi Temple as land for turn, and taps out to cast his commander, Zhulodok. He looks at the top card of his library through Mystic Forge, and passes to Matt. Matt draws. He plays a land for turn. He then taps 5 to cast Bribery, targeting Justin. Matt finds an Avacyn Angel of Hope and puts it into play. Matt taps 3 to cast an Insatiable Avarice. He'll pay both the spree costs. He'll search his library for any card, put it on top, draw 3 cards, and lose 3 life. Matt then taps 2 to cast a Drannith Magistrate. He passes turn. Justin draws. He plays a land for turn. He then taps 7 to cast an Elesh Norn, taking 1 from his Caves of Koilos. On ETB, Aura Shards triggers and destroys Mike's Mystic Forge. He passes. Wilson draws. He taps 3 to cast an Anguish Unmaking, targeting Avacyn, losing 3 life. Avacyn is exiled. Wilson plays a land, triggers his commander to make a token, gains the life of his Druid class. The token ETBs, triggers Aura Shards, and destroys Hedron Archive. He passes turn. Mike draws. He plays a Guildless Commons as land for turn, returning a Waste to his hand. He moves to combat and swings at Matt for 5. Matt takes it and passes. Matt draws. He plays a land for turn. He taps for 6 and casts a Knowledge Pool. Knowledge Pool enters, and each player exiles the top 3 cards of their library and puts them under Knowledge Pool. Matt then taps for 4 to cast Sakashima the Imposter. It goes under Knowledge Pool. He then casts a Wall of Stolen Identity from Knowledge Pool. It enters as a copy of Elesh Norn. He passes. Justin draws, realizes he cannot cast any spells due to Knowledge Pool and Drannith Magistrate. Justin passes. Wilson draws, hopes to find a land to trigger his Aura Shards with. Unfortunately, he doesn't find one and passes the turn to Mike. Mike draws, plays a land, and passes. Matt draws. He taps 3 to play a Commander Sphere. He goes under Knowledge Pool, and he chooses to cast Rise of the Eldrazi. He destroys Justin's Aura Shards, draws 4 cards, and takes an extra turn after this one. Matt taps out to cast his commander Sen Triplets. Then he taps one more for a black, takes a damage from the talisman to cast a Vampiric Tutor. It goes under Knowledge Pool, and he casts Sidisi, Undead Vizier. It ETBs, Matt chooses not to exploit a creature. Matt then passes to himself. Matt draws, but first, in his upkeep, he targets Wilson with Sen Triplets. Matt taps 2 to cast the Grand Abolisher from Wilson's hand. Matt taps 3 to cast Laboratory Maniac. It goes under Knowledge Pool, and he casts Vampiric Tutor, losing 2 life, searching a card to the top of his library. Matt then taps 3 to cast a Sakashima Student. It goes under Knowledge Pool, and he casts a Laboratory Maniac. He passes the turn to Justin. Justin draws, plays a land, and passes turn to Wilson. Wilson draws. Unfortunately, he does not get a land, and he passes turn to Mike. Mike draws, he passes. Matt draws. He taps a black to cast Demonic Consultation. It goes under Knowledge Pool, and he casts a Commander Sphere. He then taps 4 to cast a Phyrexian Metamorph. It goes under Knowledge Pool. He casts a Demonic Consultation, naming Blasphemous Act. Demonic Consultation resolves. Matt exiles his library. He then sacrifices the Commander Sphere to draw a card, and Matt wins the game. Congratulations to Matt on his victory today. Stacks pieces can be powerful cards that stop your opponents from winning the game, but Matt used those same cards to win by locking his opponents out before going for it. Wilson had the right tools to break the table free from Matt's lock, but unfortunately he just couldn't draw the land that he needed. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this, and just a reminder to like, comment, and subscribe. It really goes a long way in helping us continue to bring you Magic content, and be on the lookout soon for new videos such as pack cracking, deck techs, and interviews with the Magic community. Have a great day, and we will see you at the next Praetors Council.